Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your asset, which is your time, baby. Without your time, we don't have a show. Let's break it down. Shout out to my father who has passed. God bless you, Dad. I think about you every day, Dad. I think about you every moment of the day. Man, I think about him all the time. Like, I'm talking like once a minute. He's in my heart. He's in my soul. He's in everything. He left me so much in behind him. Man, I love you, Dad, more than you would ever know. May God forgive you for all sins and raise you up to the highest levels, man. I miss my dad. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's break it down. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's have a blast like we do. Have a big sip of the lemon water. Did you work out today? I did. I got a pump and a half, pumping it up. I'm so feeling good, man. I'm feeling like I'm starting to pop out of my shirts, getting that definition. God bless this life. Thank you for everything we have. Gratitude is the attitude for abundance. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And money is pouring into Bitcoin, as you can see, right behind me here, into the region, up and into the center. A lot of Bitcoin going from here to there. No, I'm just joking around, but there's a lot of money coming into the cryptocurrency industry. Ethereum getting bought up. A lot of XRP getting bought up. People getting ready for that. Litecoin still has that halving, which is in like 50 days now. Countdown to the Litecoin halving. And it's spicy. It's getting hot on the East Coast. It's getting hot on the East Coast. Getting spicy. Yeah, it really is. I had this Litecoin having countdown. I just wanted to put it out there and see what it was saying. No, the Litecoin having. Anyway. There's a Bitcoin having countdown too, which is kind of cool. 308 days, 23 hours, 33 minutes. Not too long from now. 300 quick ones. That's only 300 quick shows. We've already been up to 900 shows. We've done it like that. Shout out to everybody here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. What I see happening for BTC. So look, this is a key level that we've had resistance. Bounce, 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 bounce. We're attempting to bounce one more time off the zone. We're making a symmetrical triangle yet again. Bitcoin has been loving these symmetrical triangles. Here's the length of our pole. I'm expecting a bit of a bounce here on the 15-minute time frame, back at least to the top of the channel. I would love it to see if we could break this previous high, but I am expecting a bounce for Bitcoin. Bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder beginning to form here. There's your shoulder, there's your head, there's your bit of a right shoulder to the upside. So I'm looking for a bounce on False Move Monday. Anything is possible, right? But just, in the next 2 hours, I'm expecting a bounce for Bitcoin based off the technical analysis. And I could be wrong. I could be horribly wrong. We may dump all the way to this down to freaking 24K over here. But, I'm just going by the probabilities of the indicators that I look at every single day. And the more you look at something, the more sensitive it becomes to you. Shout out to everyone in the trading group. New token metrics data has been posted in the trading group. I might even look at a few coins that we're looking at here. But Beldex on the radar I might want to look at. BitGet token is starting to make a bit of a rise as more and more people begin to trade BitGet. And that AGLD Adventure Gold was another one we'd like to trade here and there, is also on the radar. Some other coins kind of putting in there. Rocket Pool, LTO Network kind of coming back in the game. And Caspa, which is my baby, still holding strong at about 1 5/10 cents, 1.5 cents for Casper. We got a little bit of short liquidations there. Not enough. Right now, Bitcoin is going back and forth. A lot of volatility on this Monday morning. We got a lot coming our way, all right? I'm going to reiterate all the kind of happenings and the goings-on for tomorrow into tonight. But, we have U.S. economic data this week. CPI inflation data comes out on Tuesday. The computer price index, see how much, see what happened to the CPI. See what if we're going to lose or, gain. They're saying 4.1 is expected for the end of May. We will see. 4.9 was previous for April. So once we compile the data, we'll get it, what happened on the month, and then kind of go from there. Then we have PPI inflation on Wednesday. All right. Then we have Fed rate hike on Wednesday. That's the decision that's going to come on the 14th. That's going to be a big deal. Whether if they cut rates, we should see a little bit of a relief in the overall equity markets from the S&P. NASDAQ should get a bit of a pump. We should get some movement for all the like Tesla, and even like NVIDIA, these bigger risk-on tech plays could start to make a bit of a move, and that includes cryptocurrency as well. Matic could see a bit of a move. Phantom could see a pump. We could see gains in these altcoins due to what happens to the Fed, and Bitcoin could even see a little bit of a move to the upside. Is it Casper or Casbah? I like both. I own both of them, so it's okay. And I own about around the same amount as both. A little less Casper than Casbah. But when I say Casbah, I'm saying Casbah. Not Casper. I'll make it pretty clear what I'm talking about. Casbah. Yeah. Thinking because I got a Boston accent, but I try not to use it too strong. Even people here in Boston say, hey, where are you from, down south? Pretty interesting. Send in your super chats for TA Deep Dive. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Super chats are open if you want to go over a coin, talk about something, deep dive the market cap. What are we looking at right now? We're looking at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is a beautiful program that you could pay monthly for. Link in the description below. And you can add, Doge coin if you want, link, and you can see the liquidity for these coins, see kind of who wants to go where and why, and just how many orders are there. I usually use it for Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs the show, and then everything seems to follow. Once I get Bitcoin down, I'm able to trade every other coin. Like recently, we made a nice gain on Phantom, shorting Phantom. How did we figure that out? By seeing that Bitcoin was going to take a bit of a move to the downside, then we shorted the market. So Bitcoin runs the market, simply put, and we just kind of wait and watch for the signals Bitcoin gives us, and then make moves depending on that. This does say we have a big buy order up here. 870 Bitcoins at 25.9 could at least get us up there a little bit, but not a lot of liquidity on either zone. And I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we went sideways for the next 2 or 3 days, waiting for the rate hike, right? Every time there's a big rate hike coming, you see the market go some side. We do have somewhat cat ears here too. Somewhat of a, could break us to the downside. We shall see. I like this aggressive curve here on the 15-minute. It's telling me there's a move to the upside for Bitcoin out of this rising wedge, this falling wedge. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. Moving averages are tight too, and we're holding above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute after a bit of a bounce on it. So that's kind of telling me that there's going to be a bit of a bounce, but anything is possible. So that takes care of the next, hour and a half to 2 hours. I expect a bounce for Bitcoin, but we could get a bounce up and a bounce back down. It is false move Monday. Just be careful. Just be careful of what's happening here. So that's what I see for Bitcoin. Is it my PC or is your mic intermittently not working? It's your PC. I believe a bunch of people would be saying something. Hey, is my mic intermittently not working? You can ask the chat here. I believe not. Everything looks exactly like I put it every single morning, but you never know. Shout out to all the dads watching from up in heaven. Stay blessed. Stay a lifer. Shout out to PS Future of Gaming, my man. It's your PC, said Jacob Sheldon. All sound is good, said Creators Crypto. Yeah. Hey, yo, morning lifers, give that thing a restart. Come right back on in, and we'll have you ready to rock. That's all you need sometimes. Quick little restart, nothing crazy. Just get it in and get it moving. It's my PC. I'm sorry. Don't worry, Cisco Kid. We love you, man. Don't be sorry. You were just asking, are you long or short on Bitcoin now? I am long right now on Bitcoin. All right. I've been long since 25,750. All right. And beginning to build a position to the upside. So I am long on Bitcoin. I made it clear. I am long. I haven't closed the long position. We'll see what happens. Took a nibble, bought back in at these areas. So we'll see what happens for Bitcoin. But right now, we're defending this level. I see us getting at least to the top of the channel. But then if we get up here and we start to fall to the downside, I will close my long and wait for us to break back above the zone, possibly short back to the bottom of the pattern. And it is, as I said before, on the morning update, could be making this descending triangle, which will not be, likely. Those likely break to the downside. They say 68%. I'd be like 90% of the time we get the length of the base of this to the downside, and that's kind of what we would be seeing. A descender, man. So just be careful. There is some bearish tones going on, but we'll keep you privy to the information. I'm under the strong fence. I like my 3-day chart. 3-day chart stays bullish here, okay? Stays bullish. MACD is getting extended, wants a move. Very low with the curve up on the stochastics. We're also in a pretty good spot on the RSI. Doesn't have to go all the way lower. Even that huge pump came from this level here at 43, and we pump back to the upside. We're sitting at about 44.17, 47.27, below 50, right? Now, what we don't like is this weekly. We got to get this next weekly candle to get back above this 200 SMA as soon as humanly possible. Right now, I am bearish that we're below this, and that tells us that we could get a dump right down here to about 21,800. Close that CME gap that we've been watching for so long. Yeah, that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. If you ask me, not much more to talk about for Bitcoin. Get it done, get it easy. Nothing's easy, but, it's easier than normal, okay? And we got the CME gaps for you that we show you every day here on the channel. I think every day. I don't want to misspeak, but about every day. And we got one at 21,000. We got one at 34,000. Very, very interesting. So, CME gap. We got two CME gaps that need to be filled. We're kind of right in the middle of both of them. A little closer to this one than that one now since we've had the pull down. So, we could easily get a wick right back up, And we're holding this bigger channel. See that I got drawn? It's a broadening rising wedge. Broadening rising wedge do break down just like a rising wedge. But we'd like to see this pump off the bottom of the channel here back to the upside. I've been watching this. Look, previous resistance becomes new support. We got resistance, support on that line at 225,000. So far we've nibbled at 25.1. We've taken wicks to the low areas here. And we have defended the zone. But only time will tell for Bitcoin. All right. One other thing that we've been watching is the possible 3-day hidden bullish, which it still isn't there yet. This still is an uptrend. I'd like to see this kind of come lower and lower and lower. I'm watching this 8-day, the 8-hour channel. It's not the 8-hour here. And we do have a bit of I'm not going to look at this. But the 8-hour time frame, let's go to the 8-hour here. I'm like, whoa. And so let's take a look here. So we got this bullish divergence that I keep talking about. And it's subtle, but it's still there. Last time we had a subtle bullish divergence in the 8-hour was right here. We had this massive move to the upside. And I'm looking for this catch to pump. All right, we still got legs in the 8-hour. The MACD wants to turn eventually. Looking like we're about to get across. We got falling volume with falling price here at the end as we're losing the sellers. Interesting concept. All right, on the bigger idea, like if we just kind of went all the way from here to here, you can see we're losing sellers. What I don't like was price was moving up while this was moving down. I'll give you that. That's not the most bullish side. We'd like to see more of a reversal here in the volume and the price action. But so far, I do see this bullish divergence on the 8-hour time frame, which had me go long, and so far the long played out. We will see what happens though over time. And then we look at the smaller time frames. This is like time interval trading. Draw and mark down where I started a bigger time frame, and I just bring myself closer and closer. We looked at the weekly, we looked at the 3-day, we looked at the 8-hour, we looked at the 15-minute. The 1-hour, not in amazing shape right now. Kind of wants to turn on us and roll over. It's a bit of an M pattern here, almost cat ears in a way. But so far, look at that buy back up to the upside with the wickage for the 1-hour time frame. And I'm watching this 15-minute. I've seen the 15-minute flip the 1-hour, and that's an aggressive turn right there. And a lot of times when I see that aggressive move, we get a pump to the upside, specifically with a falling wedge. But again, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and anything could happen. I'm just playing the probabilities. We're above a point of control too right here. As you can see, we stay above this. We can get to the volume area high at least to 26,186. We got to close a candle today on the 4-hour or the daily above this previous resistance. That's going to be the first step. Once we do that, we can begin to build to the next level, all right? And there you have it. And that's my update for Bitcoin. And I already said that I'm long too. I'm sticking to what I'm saying. I'm not bouncing all around. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I'm either long and wrong, or I'm long and right. We'll find out in a few hours from now. So how's the chat doing? How's everybody doing? How's your life? How's your family? How are your kids? What up to Sin City Crypto? Hola, my man. Shout out to my people's major altcoin opportunity. Yeah. When you'll take profit on the long and the stop loss. My liquidation is 24,000. I started with $300. I'm going to begin to build the position. So if I want to take profit on the long when we get out of this, to be honest, and break up to this bigger trend line right here, somewhere up in here at about 26,900. All right. I was seeing yesterday most of Bitcoin liquidity flew straight to a lot of the altcoins. Yep. Greetings from Germany. Great show. Thank you. Shout out to Emilio Cruz, man. Thank you. God bless you. Blessings to the lifer. Shout out to lifer Adam. Excited to have you on the show today. Awesome, man. Can't wait to see you there, brother. I'll be on Sin City Crypto today at about 1:30. Well, come on, I think at 2:15 Pacific time. 2 o'clock, 2:15. Excited to see everybody there. So jump on into Sin City Crypto. I'll be there today at about 1:30. God bless you all. Shout out to Francisco Montiero, Long X50. Oh, snap. I'll set my alarm. What's up, Sin City? And they're up early right now. It is 7:30 in the morning over there in Las Vegas, baby. We've already lived half a life over here while you guys were sleeping. I've been up since 6 a.m. grinding, 7 a.m. Shout out to all you people. God bless you. Phantom, please. God bless you, sir. Highly trained. Ask for Phantom. Let's take a look at what we see for Phantom. I like to look at the KuCoin chart because that's where I would trade it the most. Okay. So we shorted Phantom. Since then, I've been watching Phantom. Adam and Eve double bottom, right? But since we shorted Phantom, I would take a look at both the short and the long for you. First thing I want to do is take a look at the short as we had a flag going for it. All right. And I was just saying to watch this flag, see what it can do, if it can hold the flag. A lot of these coins are still in a flag. The altcoins have me kind of wondering whether they're going to continue because, yes, we get that pump for Bitcoin, but if you look at the 1 hour here for Phantom, this is the short too, by the way. This suggests that this may continue to pump, right? Like that tells me that a short is in order for Phantom. If Bitcoin loses the sauce and starts to drip, Phantom is going to dump, and this is going to move to the upside here. 53% gainer coming. And look at that 1 hour aggressive curve, falling wedge here. That could definitely happen. I'll be watching the Phantom short. Speaking of Phantom, let's take a look at Phantom long. The other way around, we'll look at the 1 hour time frame. As you can see, it's inside this bear flag. Similar to Bitcoin, though. So we kind of desperately need this Bitcoin move to the upside. And to me, I mean, that's a bear flag. Bear flags move to the downside 68% of the time. You have a higher probability that Phantom's going to continue to the downside than to the upside. Look at the 1 hour attempting to roll over on you. It doesn't look amazing right now for Phantom. I'll give you that. Or the other altcoins. Where is that? Phantom down to 17 cents. Back to its previous low of around 18 cents. I remember first getting into Phantom at these prices. Insane. Actually, I remember first swing trading it from like 4 cents to 12 cents. And wow, though. Phantom back to its 2022 lows in November. Unbelievable. Before it would rally all the way back up to at least 65 and get that quick little rally. It did do a crazy rally, right? Did about a little over 3.5x there. I crossed Germany 2 weeks ago from Berlin to Trondheim and back in Belgium. Awesome. Good morning. Another day, another grind. Would you ever short Ben token? I mean, you do whatever makes you happy. You know, there should be 419 likes right now. What are you doing, people? Shout out to everybody here in the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go, baby. This ain't your average YouTube channel. Let's go. Let's get those likes all the way up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate you if you did that. It's also just good karma. Also, if you have a bag of cryptocurrency and you want people to know more about crypto, hitting that like button will help that algorithm do that and pump us to the upside. So right now, I do see a bear flag for Phantom right off the bat, and I see a bull flag for the short. Kind of telling me to be careful of these moves, right? And also, I don't like the market structure at all. Very, very ugly. Could say we're kind of in this falling wedge, but that is a weird wedge. I have to be honest. Like, very, very strange. I'm going to look for some bigger time frames to kind of hone in on what I see happening here. But ugly, ugly price action, to be honest. You're kind of right at a previous resistance, and you're like kind of falling below it. You could slip to the volume area lows here at 16, where people want to load up. I mean, that's the low for Phantom. And if people believe in Phantom, it could be the one for you. I don't know. For me, I believe I've kind of moved on. I loved it. It was a great project. Had its thing. Had its ups and downs. They fudded it, right? Remember all the FUD that happened for Phantom? A lot of coins, really. And it's honestly just fallen to the wayside, you know. It fell out of the falling wedge to the downside. I mean, this is like, I'm trying to make sense of this market structure, and I honestly can't. Like, it's a mess, you know. At the end of the day, I guess it was a descending triangle that broke to the downside. Even piecing the story together, it's like it's messy, right? It had this descending vibe, and it fell out of the channel. And then I guess you have to put it in here and say it's in a falling wedge. The only chance Phantom has if it breaks back inside the wedge. So, like, you're looking for Phantom to get back inside that, see that trend line that held so nicely? Bounce, bounce, bounce. Phantom's got to get back inside the wedge. Then it can break out of the wedge. Until then, it's bearishly retesting. Not looking good to me. I see Bear City for Phantom. And I could be wrong. I'm just showing you what I see after years and years of trading and seeing this, you know. And Phantom could go further down here. 17 cents possible for Phantom. You look for even smaller time frames, maybe the 1 minute or the 5 minute to make a bearish retest. And that could be the beautiful entry on the 1 hour time frame. And if we roll over and the stochastics reset and we stay up in here, there's a chance we could bounce back to the upside. But to me, I'm watching stochastics and momentum for Phantom. All right. Emilio, I live about 2 hours from you, bro, near the border. My man. Stuck at work, being sneaky, listening to the show. Smash the like. Shout out to Stabby Tips. We love you, man. I used to be at work all the time watching YouTube every single day of my life. I know exactly how it feels. You know, and that's why I get on my hands and knees every single day and say, God, thank you for the ability to push me forward. Thank you for the ability to give me YouTube. Thank you for the YouTube algorithm and the Google algorithm. Brings us all together every single day. That's a blessing. Shout out to the 190 likes. Let's get the likes up to 446. Let's go. If I was watching you, I'd hit the like button. Let's send that karma back at it so you can get that good karma. It feels good, rubbly in your tumbly, and life can continue to move to the upside. Let's take a render, one of the hotter coins before the dump. Can it hold the zone? Is the hype still real, or is render going to fall to the downside? Let's talk about it. I like render. A lot of people want to discuss render. I didn't even see it in the chat. It's just something I got to go over. So listen, a lot of the alts are doing the same thing here. Similar to what Bitcoin's. They're following Bitcoin, but they have fallen lower than Bitcoin out of their, you know, their little angles and triangles. I mean, these are bear flags everywhere. Either that or we're going to Bart Simpson back to the upside. But so far, I see Bear City for the altcoins, you know, and much more of a likelihood that we continue to the downside. We get a bleed off, right? You ever hear of a lead off hitter? We get a bleed off hitter. No, I'm just joking around. But it looks like we're going to bleed these. I mean, they lost key. All of them lost key support zones. Like that was bounce, bounce, bounce. We were holding this. We fell below it. I'd look for the bearish retest for the confirmation or just a short to the downside for render too as well. Not looking amazing. Not looking amazing. So we're watching this bear flag on multiple coins. Seems to be the case. Let's take a look at Total 3, which is the total market cap of all of the altcoins. We want to see what's happening to Total 3. Kind of take a little of a gander. And I even threw this in the same situation here, right? Almost looks like it bearishly retested already. Fell down, tried to get back in. We could give it a broadening rise, open wedge here, see? So like right now, the total market cap is rolling over on the 4 hour time frame. The Total 3 for all the altcoins. You know, I have to say this is a bear flag that looks like more pain is coming. More people may continue to dump altcoins. If more news comes out, right? If they go after another exchange, and the U.S. is crippling the altcoins for sure, making it very, very hard to trade, making it very hard to get into an altcoin on the lows here. Again, I still bought AGIX on the low, nothing else, right? Bleed on Matic too. Thank you so much for teaching us. Shout out to Bobby Bryant. Going low now. Greetings, sir. Kindly share how to set up a grid for ADA USDT. I don't know. What is a grid? I don't know what he's saying. Good morning, brother. We need to send you coffee for your show. DGen Crypto Coffee. Hey, I'll take it. You got DGen Crypto Coffee? Send some coffee. I don't really drink coffee, though. I drink it like once in a blue. If I do, I drink decaf. I'm not a huge coffee guy. My wife was drinking coffee, but she stopped recently. Running some 2 copper water mains in a factory right now in Franklin, Mass. While listening. Running 2 copper water mains. And at least you got a beautiful job, man. My man in Franklin doing his man. Shout out to John Carvalho. God bless you, brother. Another Massachusetts resident in the house. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. Thank you, God, I was able to make it on today. Sam sent you a message and our pics on WhatsApp. Love you, bro. Love you too, Justin. Hope everything's going well, man. God bless you, brother. Sam, is there a chance their alts will take a few weeks to months to recover, as it is the course of a nice moment to scoop up some more coins? I believe it'll take some time. I do. Again, I don't like to say what I think, I feel, what I believe. Your charts can fail. That was a massive dump. And who's just going to run into the altcoins right now? It's going to take some time for that volume to get back in. So whoever was left, a lot of those people dumped. And we didn't have a lot of people left. So definitely believe it will take some time. And so right now, that's a bear flag. Bear flags, you know, if you saw that as a bull flag, we would trade that. That's a bullish rectangle. We would trade that bullishly. So you got high stochastics in the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour on total 3. It looks like in the measured move would take us to 278. We would lose about another about $30 billion. So John Carvalho, like John Carvalho from Fall River. Oh, it maybe. Do you guys know each other? Brian Whiteley. Are you a fan of the fib retracement tool in your charting analysis? Always love fib retracements. Use them almost every single day on the channel, constantly. So I'm watching the smaller time frames here. Does not look amazing for the altcoins. Doesn't look amazing for the altcoins, I have to say. I don't want to come out on Monday and say that, but I just got to show you what the charts convey. See, the only difference between the total market cap is we're kind of, the total market cap stayed because of Bitcoin. We stayed inside this range and we're hugging. So in the 3-day chart, so it tells me that Bitcoin could pull the market back to the upside a little bit here if we get this Fed rate lack of a hike. If we get no hike on the Fed rate, so that's kind of what we're looking at here is this bounce to the upside on the 3-day chart. Okay, we looked at the dollar index. It also looks overbought on the 3-day. So, you know, we've juxtaposed our different assets and our different ideas here, like the dollar versus total market cap. We would love a break above this previous high here at 1.24. It would kind of change it up, and we'd start to see some type of movement, but anything is possible, all right? Yeah, we do. Watching the GOAT, the lifer, Sammy Price is the man. My man. That would be a nasty dump. Yep. Working in a lab in Cambridge. Love your TA, bro. Shout out to Scobie. Wow, we got a lot of people. Brian Whitley, yeah, that's me. Dude, so 2 people met each other on the live stream that knew each other. If that's you, me and you worked together for 2 years down in Florida, brother. Yeah, that's me. Dude, 2 people are on the stream, are meeting each other on the stream. Dude, sure, bro. Love the positive vibes, dude. Shout out to John Carvalho. Shout out to Brian Whiteley, who have actually known each other and are meeting on the live stream. I find that absolutely insane. But again, it's the YouTube algorithm, and it found out where you lived. You guys found out I was from Boston. It made the connection. So people actually meeting. He's like, yo, I used to work with you 2 years ago in Florida. What part of Florida were you guys working in? Sounds like it was a fun job working in Florida. What do you guys do? Sure, bro. Love the positive vibes, man. You got to stay positive no matter what every single day of your life. You got to be aggressively grateful for everything in your life. Be aggressively grateful. That's going to be my new saying. I just made it up, but be aggressively grateful, baby. Sending you love from Dubai. We love crypto, and we love Sam Price. PS5, future of gaming. God bless you, man. Small world, Lieutenant Dan Dangle said. Yep. Logistic coordinator. Shout out to Creators Crypto in the house. Getting it done in the lab. Hope it's not the Wuhan. Just, hey, stay away from that over here. Delray Beach, man. Sound beautiful. Morning, Sam. Back to the daily routine. We miss you, bro. Thank you for everything. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. God bless you, Jamal. Hope everything's going well with your new business, with your entrepreneurship. Hanging in there. Hope everything's rocking for you, man. We're running a pressure wash company together. This is crazy. So funny. Had an amazing weekend away from the charts, making music. Glad to be back to the charts, though. Shout out to Win Lavagorna. I listen every day from work. Shout out to Tori. Love from everyone here. Shout out to Emilio Cruz. Shout out to Tony Rosas. Good morning. Hope that Heat could pull off a win tonight. Let's see what happens for the Heat, baby. Yeah, they're watching and following all the lives and updates since seeing Sam Price on Frankie Candle's live stream. Shout out to Octavius Green. Thank you for coming on in, man. Shout out to Frankie Candle. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. You can't beat it. He's there every single day doing his thing. So we still got this cup and handle on total. We're still holding these previous zones to the upside. If we lose them, we're going to fall down to this 896. If we lose that, we're going down to $750 billion. Still holding $1 trillion. Can we hold $1 trillion? Can we stay there? We got falling volume with falling price, suggesting we will get a reversal. So the alts don't look that good compared to Bitcoin. I'll have to be honest. If Bitcoin could steal the show, the alts could still bleed. That's kind of what it's showing. Now, Bitcoin dominance, too. When Bitcoin dominance pumps up, it's not good for the altcoins. And Bitcoin dominance has gas on the 3-day chart, like it's getting ready for a bigger move. So I'd be careful. It already broke out of the symmetrical triangle. You could almost call it a bull pennant. but it broke out of this already to the upside. It breached a previous pretty big resistance point. It's a giant double bottom. I see we could get to 54. If we get to 54, it would be destruction for the altcoins. Bitcoin would rip, but then some of that money would eventually pour back into the altcoins. I do think the Fed pause is somewhat already priced in. With all the FUD and negative news, I feel like Bitcoin would have fallen further. What's up, Lifer? I'm live from Marlboro, Mass, man. Shout out to Big and Tall from Marlboro. You're probably 6'8" with a name called Big and Tall. That's funny. I used to have a pressure washing company in Sarasota, Florida. I mean, it's a good idea, right? You get the pressure washers. You come, you show up, you get it done. You do, you can take the gum off the streets for commercial areas, right? You can help someone who's like just let their house go a little too far, or if they bought a new property and they need it cleaned up. Pressure washer, baby, right? Clean that house up. Shout out to the gifted memberships. Creators Crypto gifted a membership, and Bobby Bryant grabbed it up. Bobby don't play, man. You got to be faster than Bobby. He's the fastest hand in the game. Jumping on in there. Yo, how's the day? Day's going very well. Beautiful day to be alive. Big and Tall, 6'9", 290 lifer. 6'9". Dude, imagine being 6'9". I always dreamed of being super tall. I'm 5'9", so we're a foot different. I always wanted to be like, my dad was tall. Then all my friends hit 6 feet, 6'2", 6'4", and I was like, and, I had to go to therapy. No, I'm just joking. But it did mess with me a little bit. It's like, but, I decided I had to be funny or had to have some type of personality. 6'9", 290. That is just, wow. And you're in pretty good shape if you're 290, 6'9". Peter Griffin power washing. Good morning, Sam, from the west coast of Canada. Shout out to Jason Caffrey in the house. Shout out to Emilio. Shout out to Nassim Ali. Shout out to Kamato, a.k.a. Ketchup. Kamato, you're funny. How's the day, man? So, Bitcoin dominance got above a crucial area on the 3-day chart. All right? It's breaking out. This is telling us, too, that Bitcoin could get a big move. Dominance, a lot of times, can kind of tell you what's happening. That is a cup with a handle on it. The handle doesn't have to be a falling wedge. So, technical cup and handle. The measured move for Bitcoin dominance would be 54. All right? 54. And that brings me to the dollar index on the TWC here. And what we're looking at, too, is the 3-day chart is overbought at a resistance point with hidden bearish divergence, telling us that the dollar wants to take a move to the downside back to 98. If they keep printing this money, we're going to have a serious issue, right? We already have a serious issue. I'm trading here from Cape Cod. Shout out to Brandon, BTC Slinger, my man. And I'll be in Martha's Vineyard for about 2 weeks, starting not too long from now. Would love to see you there if you're around. God bless you, brother. God bless you. Appreciate it. I'm here trading from Cape Cod, my man. My man. Shout out to my man trading from Cape Cojito. We love Cape Cod, man. 6'9", also great numbers. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. My man. I'm trading from Italy. Wow. Beach life, baby. You got to love the beach life. You got to get to the beach. You're going to see me trading on the beach for as much of the summer as humanly possible. I stay inside all winter long. My vitamin D was low. It's time to get back into the bright action. It's time to get into the beach. Shout out to the 507 beautiful lifers of the live. 245 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Got the window open. I can smell the breeze. It's getting hot in here. Got to install the AC soon. 73 degrees and sunny. What is the high today? What is the high? Keep hitting the full forecast, not getting it. What a day it is to be alive, though, huh? And this is the summer trading. We're going to get through it no matter what. These are the bear markets. Things are going to change. HIBIRDS, just one of my favorite coins, just went on an absolute tear again on the 3-day chart. I didn't expect that. Let's take a look here. So HIBIRDS got into kind of an extended cup with the falling wedge, but then it decided just to rip back to the upside. HIBIRDS really got back inside the ascending triangle. We call that like a bear trap. Now it's inside of the triangle. This thing could continue to the upside. I've been trading this thing on and off for the last month now since I left Miami. In Miami one night when I got back home from one of the parties, I opened up a trade in HIBIRDS and ended up paying off pretty well. Tesla is the man, 369. Love your pick of Tupac, brother. Love your pick of Tupac, brother. Stay blessed. Oh, he's talking about inside the picks there. Yeah. I'm so glad the Canada smoke is finally gone. That was rough for a few days here. Thank God. And hope it doesn't come back. Perfect in Brazil right now. I'm staying on my family's self-sustaining farm over here. That's insane. He's on a self-sustaining farm. So they got everything they need. Justin could be there forever, just trading, doing his thing. They got good internet. I'm there. I'll hang out. I'll work on the farm, dude. I'll milk the cows. I'll milk the goats. I'll make the cheese. I'll cut the wheat. You tell me what to do. I'm out there. I can give you 4 to 5 hours a day. Throw on the Tupac tape, right? Man, my man's in Brazil with the pictures. Now you make me want to go to my WhatsApp and see what's up. Which I'm never on WhatsApp. All right. LINA's been hot recently. It made it all the way back, at least from its high after the dumpage. It got back above, so some coins aren't in the worst part, right? They're kind of climbing back to the upside for LINA. What I look for LINA now is I'd flop on my moving averages, see where that 21-day moving average is, and just kind of map this thing out in a bit of a shorter flag. If this thing could continue inside the flag, and look, we got moving averages crossing. Just wait for this 1 hour to reset. I put an alert on there, and LINA looks like it could be good to trade. It's been hot on and off. So, Mask had a little bit of a pump. Mask up. Findora's been interesting to me too as well. Fell out of its channel, but got back inside. See, a lot of these coins that got back inside their channels, it's okay. At least they're not bear flagging. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of coins that are just in that bear flag. Like, the main top 50 coins. Phantom's bear flagging. I bet Matic. Not looking amazing. Hey, Justin, can I send you my CV? Hey, what is a CV? I have no idea. STARLINK, now that I'm here. How do you use STARLINK? Explain that. Canada fires were all staged for climate. Oh, my God. Look at the satellite footage. Everything sparked at the same time. You never know. I want to get into that right now because I don't want to be, but I had to upgrade their internet to get on the show. OP looks to be getting some momentum. Funny, how do you get, I want to know how to use STARLINK because I would like to use STARLINK everywhere I go in the world, right? Could I be on a boat with STARLINK? Could I be on a sailboat with STARLINK, right? I could be anywhere using STARLINK, correct? It would change my life because I can't go camping. People ask me to go camping. People ask me to do things, and I have to say I can't do it because I have to be, I have to have internet connection. So I miss out on a lot of get-togethers and things that I'm invited to, and I love being in nature. I love camping, Yes, even in the car. It's perfect for boating. Amazing. So I could be living on my boat. I have travel STARLINK. Interesting. How much does it cost a month? And it's connected right to the sky, right? STARLINK Roam, unlimited high-end, high-speed, low-latency internet all over the world, starting at $150 a month at a one-time hardware cost of $599. Yikes. So it's expensive, but then you get it, right? Business, STARLINK Business, high-speed, low-latency broadband internet, starting at $250 with a one-time hardware cost of $2,500. Yikes. Higher reliability for high-demand users, but I mean, that's what it is. So anywhere in the world, I'd be doing my thing. Unlimited service locations. STARLINK is ideal for rural and remote. Order as many STARLINK kits as needed and manage all of them from a single centralized account. Wow. Mobility. STARLINK. High-speed internet up to 22 megabits download for critical in-motion applications. Starting with $250 per month and one-time hardware for $2,500. Try 30 days with a guaranteed full refund on hardware. You have to try it. Make sure it actually works. Maritime. Global maritime coverage for boats of all sizes, up to 220 megabits download while at sea. Wow. Start at $250 a month with one-time hardware. Interesting. $2,500, and then you're good to go for the rest of your life, no matter where. High-performance STARLINK bears a small footprint, demands a minimal above-deck space, and comes with an easy-to-install mount. STARLINK requires an unobstructed view of the sky. Download the STARLINK app to check for blockage zones and determine the best install location on your vessel. Wow. I wonder if you could just take the Roam wherever you go. Like, see how this, you could just sit it on a platform and just go wherever you need. Why is the Roam so much cheaper? Can you bring the Roam onto a boat? A lot of questions I have to ask. the STARLINK people over here. So 25,830, kind of staying flat. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin stayed flat up until the rate hike. You know, it gets vicious and boring. We're not even getting the normal volatility we get on a Monday because they're waiting. There's going to be more volatility. They're going to use that fear and that further on. So HIBIRDS, one of the bigger gains. LINA, IGUverse was down and out. I mean, had a pump. FALCONS, these all just had mini pumps from their bottoms though, which is like, that doesn't get me that excited, right? What I like about FALCONS is it had a bit of a pump here. And I just, I can always flag it out and make sure that it touches the 21-day moving average. Then we get a bigger move to the upside for FALCONS. I wonder if you still have to use a VPN with STARLINK. Been looking into all the cool discoveries in the Grand Canyon by Kincaid in the early 1900s and how they changed all the creeks and path names to keep people from finding it. Interesting. Please analyze quant. Does it go down any further? Sam CV equals curriculum vitae. Is that an A and E together? I can't. That's a weird, interesting letter there. Wow. Who here owns STARLINK and uses it regularly? Let me know. Sounds exciting. I actually may get some of my life back. You know what I mean? No, and I'm just being, because like sometimes I'll have to do the show, but I'm on a boat with the family. And I could say, okay, I could do the show from the boat here. And I could just strap up, get ready to go, plug it on in, get myself like, a power pack, plug on in. And, I would love to set up some type of solar power pack, get the whole setup ready so that I could stream from anywhere in the world and just camp a couple times a year. I can stay in a tent behind my mom's house, but it's not the same, right? So Moonwell too, everything kind of got a little bit of a pump last night, back to the upside, some of the smaller coins. I'd be looking for these flags to fall out on these bigger, and then we'll look for a better idea here on the 1 hour time frame. But I got alerts cooking on a bunch of different things that I'm looking at. There's always opportunity here in the market, no matter what. Someone mentioned optimism too. We'll take a look at optimism. So we looked at the dollar index. We looked at Bitcoin dominance. We looked at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at ES1 and the S&P futures. All right. And I mean, we got the gap to the upside. It looked beautiful. S&P futures looks like a pump is coming again on the 1 hour time frame. Still looking beautiful. So they're kind of getting ready for some type of pump here. This is like a bullish rectangle beginning to form. This looks opposite of the altcoins that we're looking at, right? That are in bear flags. So we got to, and that's why you got to look at all markets. But look, I mean, this looks nice. Looks like today the S&P is going to get a bit of a pump here and get more bullish. It is finally above a previous resistance that it's been fighting for a long time, which is pretty bullish. Even certain channels that analyze are talking. I mean, there's your previous big resistance there at 4,300. You closed candles above that. Right there, you came back below it. Then you couldn't get back above it. You spent some time down on the wayside. I called the actual bottom for the S&P. I have it on tape. It's recorded. I came out and made a bold statement. I found bullish divergence on the weekly. And ever since then, I've been calling for a reversal for the S&P back in October, right in these areas. October 22nd, I believe the day was, or October 16th, something like that. And boom, that call has been gold ever since, right? Microsoft went up from there, huge. NVIDIA went up. A bunch of tech stocks have been pumping. And that was kind of your bottom for the tech stocks for the S&P. So S&P doing good. Looks like they're pricing in the idea that there won't be a rate hike. And that money wants to flow back into the S&P. So where's the money going to go? It's going to go into the stock market because there's nowhere else to really put it. Especially the 10-year yield has been flipping. What is the 10-year yield? It's how much you get paid for grabbing government debt. And right now, if you got like a 2-month, if you held the debt for 2 to 3 months, you get paid more than if you held it for longer, which has never happened. It's flipped. It's not a good sign. It means people don't want to hold it long term. They want to hold it short term. They don't trust in the long-term idea because they know they're going to keep printing money. 10 years from now, that debt is going to be not something you don't want to hold. China also holding a lot of our debt, but slowly kind of offsetting that by buying as much gold as humanly possible. And so as the world changing, as the internet has been, unfettered anywhere across will just be a world changing with massive commodity of this democratizing tech. I don't know. Someone has to do it. The likes have paused at 51. 100 more views makes no sense. No. We got 271 likes, 539 people coming into the stream. Stream is actually growing today. It works great on the boat. That's why I got it. I used it in the middle of the Atlantic. Drove my boat from Halifax to New York and not one hiccup. Works good when the power goes out. Interesting. What if Bitcoin goes to 15K for a double bottom? What will happen to the altcoins? They will get absolutely demolished if that happens. It'll be a tough day for altcoins, I'll be honest. Just refresh. I got 280 likes, 534 people on the live. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. I like to get outside the matrix, back to nature, and meditate every once in a while. But the plug is real, bro, and eventually I have to stay connected. Exactly. To all those trading this week, stay blessed. Lifers will live on. Amen. God is great. Another beautiful day to be alive. Shout out to Crypto Surf. We love you. So there's the S&P futures in a bit of a flag that we can get a nice pump to the upside. A little bit of bearish divergence here, though. Swing down as that swings up, but we could still see a move. Also, as that swinging down, well, that swings up a little hidden bearish, too. So we got slight hidden bearish as that swinging down and that swinging up. And then we got a little bit of bearish divvy here, too. But we're oversold in the stochastics. Let's see what the Stokes can do. We'll give their Stokes their due diligence and see if we can continue to pump up all the way to the next resistance at 4,468 is the idea. Someone say Pepe is blasting off. I don't know about a blast off. In the last hour, it's been down a little bit. I don't know what you're saying there. Pepe's blasting off, man. I don't know if that's the case. Try to get a pump back to the original idea. But look, I mean, just like all these coins, it's sitting in these bear flags. These are bear flags. So sideways consolidation, you should have moved back to the upside inside the pattern. But you got sideways consolidation. That is a bear flag, my friends. It just is what it is. You may get one little pump up here, but then you could make an M pattern. So once you do get the pump, you got to break back above the zone. I'd look for Pepe. I wouldn't touch Pepe to look at retest. Basically 9-4, all right? And who would have thought Pepe would collapse all the way to the downside? We told you to watch Pepe inside of the bigger channels. We had Fibonacci's drawn. Pepe about to come to the 886 retracement area. I mean, after a beautiful pump. And it could make a rounded bottom over time and still pump to the upside. But again, the rally was the rally. I sold the top of that rally at 37.38 live on Crypto Wendy's show. I couldn't show my screen, but I hit that sell button. I said, I'm out. And there's a lot of emotions at that time, but you got to be happy to sell. Learning to sell is the key to winning. And everyone, you saw me trade Pepe from the bottom all the way to the top. I did as good of a job as humanly possible. You'll never sell exactly. I could have got the exact top. At 44, I was like, man, I almost FOMO'd back in. Good thing I did not for Pepe. All right? You can't use emotions. You got to use the charts. And that's what has to happen. I like HIBAYC. That's a coin that I have on the radar. And we love trading these high coins. I have a whole list of them all for everyone in the trading group. I mean, HIBAYC is making this giant double bottom. It's even got this kind of cup and handle inside the zone here with a lower handle. I've seen them play out over time. And it's very oversold on the day chart with a lack of momentum there on the bearish tones. So it's a double bottom right there for HIBAYC. I wouldn't be surprised if it did get the pump to the upside, something we're definitely watching closely. Got sold off to the lowest points it can get. This thing's been fun to trade on and off. It's had two massive big pumps and some little swing trades in the middle. So much news coming this week as well. I have to sit back and see a trend break back to the upside. Yep, exactly. Must be lagging on my end. My bad. It's okay. Shout out to Chris Ghost. We love you, man. Luna C. The universe will always guide us. We're the only one who could make the best decision in a trade. Amen. Man's asking about ICP. Last thing I want to look at is some bigger ideas here on the show. The show is our show, but we're looking at DEFIPERP, which is all of DeFi. And what I want to see on DEFIPERP is that bullish divergence on the weekly. That's what I'm going for here. We kind of need a bit of a lower channel there, like a little bit lower for the weekly, but right there, I mean, basically that's a swing down, and we're getting a swing up on the RSI. And that's what kind of caused the bottom for Bitcoin. We're looking for the bottom of the altcoins now. And this is DEFIPERP, all of the main DeFi coins from Aave to Sushi and the like, Uniswap, stuff like that, and they made the top 100 DeFi coins. We're looking for this bullish divergence on the weekly to fall through and get us out of the zone, right? So we looked at the S&P futures. We looked at Bitcoin dominance. We looked at the total market cap. We looked at the total 3. We looked at the dollar index. We looked at Bitcoin. One little thing you could look at is the ETHBTC. ETH Bitcoin is kind of what's going to happen to ETH against Bitcoin. And honestly, the 1 week chart's getting a little overbought, but it's been overbought before with just slight kind of pull downs. There's a chance maybe we just fall down a little lower here, but still make a higher low. I'm watching this closely though. ETH Bitcoin, the second this starts to make a charge, this is the beginning of alt season. So we watch this closely. It's consolidating. It's been holding its gains okay. It has been bleeding out though since July 22. Look, you can see that Ethereum has been losing to Bitcoin for over about a year now straight. But again, if we look at the bigger pattern and we watch the consolidation, it did make some highs and it is above these previous lows going sideways. Just going to keep watching this for you. At one point, maybe 6 to 7, 8 weeks from now, October, November, this could start to make a bit of a move to the upside, but definitely want to watch ETHBTC. It's kind of the leading indicator of when the altcoins could finally get some love to the upside. Our baby gold, which kind of, look, it made an inverted head and shoulder there, which we thought, which said we would get a move to the upside. We broke back above this. Now we're kind of retesting this top channel, and we're staying above this area. It's like a retest right there. Healthy retest on the weekly. Looks like gold's going to make a big move to the upside here. My measured move for gold takes you somewhere to 2,400 somewhere by October or November. And that's very doable for gold, considering what we're looking at here. And it broke out of the channel. There's a giant cup and handle since 1970. Oh, no. All right. There is actually one, though. Like, no, hold on. That's weird. 2011. Yeah, since 2011. All right. So it's a 10-year cup and handle, if you can believe that, which has a move somewhere up into, the 3,000 level by June of 2026, probably earlier than that even. But again, just something to think about for gold. Last thing I want to look at is tether dominance. If the market does plan on making a big move, tether dominance should slump, right? We shouldn't see people running in to tether dominance. Just deleting my little mini work there. So at the end of the day, I mean, on the weekly, tether dominance is telling us that we're a little too high. And we had a bearish divergence here that followed suit, and we fell through. We only have a shoulder, head, and a kind of a right shoulder. You can even call this a shoulder, a head, and another right shoulder there that could break us to the downside. This would just coincide with the fact that people would be rushing into Bitcoin when that Bitcoin dominance rips, when they don't get a rate hike. And so no rate hike could create a bigger move here for U.S. tether dominance. All right, we looked at the daily chart. Daily's getting overbought. We looked at the 3-day chart. The 3-day's getting overbought too, inside of a rising wedge. We should see a move for tether dominance back to the downside on that 3-day. So it tells us in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as things start to follow through, we should see a move for tether dominance to the downside and Bitcoin to the upside. Again, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just going by probabilities. The opposite could happen for sure. So Wednesday, the fun begins. Yeah, I can't find the indicators that you use. I want to be the best like you. Sorry, I'm trying to be the best like you. The way you make trading so easy. It's awesome and the best. Only winning, no losing. I mean, I lose many a trade. Don't think that I don't lose trades. All right, I want to make that very, very clear. They'll put me on some high pedestal, like I win every single trade that I touch. I do pretty well, like I did well with PEPE. You have to remember, too, everyone watching me. So everyone's watching me trade PEPE. I have a lot of pressure on me. When people watch you trade, it's even more than just trading alone. Like there's nerves on nerves, right? So I want to do the right thing too. So that kind of propels me to sell at the right times, I guess, because I'm not dreaming. I'm more like, well, I want to make sure I make a good trade in front of the world. The fact this sideways action is wrecking my account. So Wednesday, the fun begins. AI Doge, never doubt the lifer. Shout out to Richard Ducard. That was made up by somebody else. I'm watching you. Shout out to Lifer Friend. You're a humble lifer. One can look up to you and learn. Shout out to Francis Fierge, man. Thank you. I took gains, made 3x my rent this weekend. Dude, made 3x his rent this weekend. Shout out to Best Guardian in the house. Are you in the trading group? I'd love if you wrote a testimonial. Even if you just watch my live, you can send in a testimonial. It would greatly appreciate the channel, help out. If anyone wants to send a testimonial into the channel, if I helped you do something, if I helped change your life, hit this link to the Discord channel. It'll take you to the testimonials. But at the end, happy endings. You show all the reality that is best about you. Shout out to Nadish Kosha. That's the thing about bad and veterans. They make things look easy. Thank you, Sam, for being a mentor at this point, man. Shout out to Moses Alexander Cruz. God bless you, man. Love copy from the tree for MCT oil and fresh lemon water. Work out, then crypto research. Maybe pick some trades with the lifers. Best routine I found. Shout out to Dustin Cashmore. We love you, man. The mobile game for Gala is now available to link to your Gala account. Meow Match and Dragon Strike. Love. Just made 1% and relax a day and set out tomorrow. And man, shout out to Armin Habits. DMTR has bottomed. Send it to TA or Super Chat if you want to ask about a coin, break down something that you're talking about, or, take over the show if you want. Whatever you want, let us know. So there's Tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance, the dollar index, S&P futures, all right? One last thing, we could just look at the Dow Jones just to see the overall market. We lose look at the Dow a lot more. And we see an inverted head and shoulder on the Dow on the 3-day chart, suggesting a pump is coming for the Dow Jones. So this also looks good right now, and this has been kind of steady holding. So we got this inverted head and shoulder inside of a bull pennant with a low stochastic and lack of bearish momentum. That's telling me that a pump is coming for the 3-day chart for the Dow Jones. So very interesting. The Dow Jones too as well looks bullish. As we understand a fraction of the bigger thing, I cannot give you the ultimate answer. We can collect glimpses in meditation, prayers, and other awakenings. Amen. Is Shakti energy needs to wake up in the root chakra, Kundalini. Amen. Bless the lifer fam, working 612s, but trying to still get in every single day. Cryptoaholic love. 612s, that's what they say in Boston. Are you a New England guy, New York guy? Where you from saying 612s? Grinding, baby, grinding. We love the lifer, and we will get the gains in time. Stay strong, stay blessed. Amen. Amen. So all the markets kind of breaking down for what we, looking at everything. Looking at everything. And HIBIRDS still kind of the one to watch at 13. We were getting into that at $3. I can't believe it. It's still holding gains of basically, a 4X would be 12. It's about a 4X it's been holding since we got into HIBIRDS. HIBIRDS has been in nuts. Started getting in just around the 18th. It's been about a little under a month. We started looking at back here at 3. This thing has just been cruising. Unbelievable. $2,000 I put into this thing, $1,800, and it ripped up. Paid for my entire Miami trip. Insane. And I opened it late night in Miami. Just put $1,800 in. This thing would rip. I just can't believe that. When the market's horrible, still finding coins that make gains. Let's take a look at our baby mask. I like to trade mask on and off. Right now, off the bat on the 3-day chart, it has legs to go to the downside. It has a shoulder, head, and a shoulder right off the bat, which doesn't look amazing. It's in this broadening wedge, right? That's opening up. The only thing you could see is could you get a swing back to the upside here for mask. Now we swing into the smaller time frame like the daily. I see it like that, like it dipped out, dipped back in, bounce, bounce, bounce on the channel. Could it get a bounce back to the upside? The daily suggested it may. 22-hour also wants a break back to the upside. So smaller time frame in this broadening falling wedge, which does break up 68% of the time. And then the 4-hour. The only problem is, I see what you're saying. It's these rising wedge bear flags that just don't look amazing. That could break down for a double bottom too out of the rising wedge, because rising wedges break down where they began. So mask comes back down into this zone. Pretty ugly, if you ask me, for mask. And we take a fib from there to there. We're sitting at the 886. You can kind of see it already. 786 right now, right on the 786. One of my buddies would be all over that. Lifer friend. But we'll see. We will see. AGLD is on my radar. Adventure Gold. Well, Token Metrics is talking about it. We've traded it on and off before. Just want to take a look at what it does, what it does. And you can see it's also got a pretty nice market structure compared to most other coins. Sitting in about a symmetrical triangle. Wow, the breeze is so nice today. It smells so nice. Yo, one thing I miss about when the winter gets cold, you don't smell the flowers. You don't smell everything. Here in Boston, it's just cold and just nothing around. And now, like, it opens up and it just gets so beautiful. So the daily could continue, but it might even pull back here to the bottom of the channel. Looking for two things. I look for the daily to pump up and retest the zone or come back down. These two areas are where I'd be looking for a move for AGLD. Adventure Gold, possibly 91% gains. And if you get lower, could even be more. There's a bit of a cup and handle there too as well. Savvy, cup and handy to the upside. So a bit of a cup and handle forming for AGLD. This thing could continue. Energy solar generator to go with your STARLINK. Energy. Then I'd be outside. Energy Technologies, power for life. Ships immediately. Okay. Extremely fast AC charge times. UPS automatic refrigeration backup power. Unmatched 6,000 charge cycles. Wow. Enter to win. It's a $2,000 setup. But it looks amazing, right? The world's first weather and EMP resistant portable solar power station. EMP resistant. I mean, that's key. That is key. So there's always something to buy. I'm like, silver kit, 7 to 9 hours solar charge time. Gold kits, 3.5 hours. Shop the Flex power station. Dude, power out off grid. And he's setting up his panels and he's ready to rock. I want one of these off-grid living in a little home. Look at that thing. Little tiny home on a trailer. Pretty interesting. And Bitcoin's still flat, 23,800. Nothing has really changed. Just sitting there. We'll go back to Bitcoin in a second. So I'm watching AGLD. It's one of the coins that I got on the radar. All right. When I do this in my trading group, if you see me do this, I'm saying, well, I don't know which way it's going, but I would buy there and there. Those would be the safe places I would be getting in. If that doesn't make sense, someone can explain it to you. But that's kind of what the lifer's putting down. All right. AGLD, USDT, Adventure Gold. And remember, it's also getting that play on Token Metrics. A lot of times when I see it get spotlighted for Token Metrics, we do get a bit of a move. So the two circled areas, right, are where I'd be looking to get in. It's going to be tough. We're going to make it through no matter what. Echo Flow is also good. We're using to power our internet switches and routers. Echo Flow. Portable power station. They got solar too. Interesting. Look at that thing. Delta Max 2 capacity for $1,800. So there's my solution to being able to go hiking, camping, hanging out, right? Interesting. Solar power, getting out there. Who doesn't want to be out there in the wilderness but be able to just still live stream? I mean, that would be unbelievable, right? My man, what do you think about Anchor Point from Ahmed Spins? Will help pump our Bitcoin, baby. What do you think about Anchor Point from Ahmed Spins? I don't know what that is, man. I'd have to Google that right now and find out what you're saying. I have no idea. Stream Ahmed Spins. Anchor Point on YouTube. Oh, you want me to play a track? If the track is not copyright, it'll infringe me, and I'll have problems. With your own investor batteries and panels, you don't need these expensive kits. With your own inverter, batteries, and panels, you don't need these expensive kits. I make my own. Could you send me, I have an inverter, and I was about to actually start making one of these. Could you send me directions, or can we Zoom together? Hi. Please send my wife an email, cryptolivers@gmail.com, because I'd love to make my own and save thousands of dollars. It would be awesome. I'm definitely a DIY type of dude, so let me know. It's a song, my man. Yeah, I don't know. I found that out on my own there, right? Okay, so moving forward, let's see if I see any gems today that could kind of pop out at me, anything that I'm seeing in my long list of coins. And I'm going to switch to the 3S tokens again and just kind of scan them, because that looks like that's where the money is. The money is somewhere. The market's going to move at one point. The money is somewhere. I mean, every single one of these coins is in a is making like a little bit of a bull flag. From Axie Infinity to Phantom to Matic, you name it. And I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen, but I would watch it closely. If Bitcoin takes a massive move up, the altcoins will bleed. All right. And if Bitcoin dominance makes that pump continuously, the altcoins will bleed. Straight up, Sam equals Yoda on the charts. It's amazing to be a part of the Lifer fam. Love, light, and blessings to you all. Shout out to Justin, man. We love you, man. I don't deserve such beautiful comments of praise and love, but thank you so much. Just pointed out the 12-year cup and handle on gold is a long time frame pattern that, like any less likely to play out to the same pattern in a shorter time frame, like days or minutes. It's not less likely, it's just going to take a lot longer. If you have any questions about your 99 membership course registration or would like to pay with crypto, please email cryptolifers@gmail.com. Also, we teach class the last Saturday of every month. I still do teach class if you want to jump on and take class, or you could pay for the recording and get the class at your beck and call right now. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com or hit the link to join the Saturday class. We have a live Saturday class you can take at the last Saturday of every month, and I will be doing that. Yes, we have the inverter and the panels, but no EMP resistance. Exactly. That's the one thing that was pretty cool. EMP resistant. We're the Lifer fam. We're here with the desire to learn and love. AI Doge. Thank you, Sam. AI Doge probably going to take another. I mean, that's a tiny coin. That was kind of like a hopeful. I bet it's down in the dumps in a bear flag. It is. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a quick short move. And I'm not saying I know what's going to happen. I could be wrong, and this could pump back to the upside, and everyone will be like, well, but you said short. All I'm going to tell you is that that's a bear flag, and they break down 68% of the time. That's that simple to me. And you're getting below the 200 SMA. It just doesn't look amazing right now. We'd have to break back above at least the resistance here. Then we could possibly long if we broke out of the bigger channel, right? But AI Doge doesn't look amazing as well. When you join the 99 trading group, you then receive the Lifer Vision trading course for $60. Learn the language of the charts and achieve your dreams. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. Yeah, we knock off 40%. If you join the trading group, we knock off 40% and give you that education for $60. So it's usually $100. So yeah, LINA just continues to pump. I mean, LINA was on a tear, ripped back up, but you can see LINA's broken back above its zone. I like what LINA's doing. Oh, the air just smells so good. I just want to sit outside and breathe the air. You know what's weird is like, I shouldn't get angry, and I try to remain, and you're like, why? Why would you angry? Because my dad waited all winter long to pass away on May, and he loved the summer more than anything else in the world. He really did. And I know I shouldn't do it and beat myself up, but it would have been nice to get one more summer with my pops, man. One more summer, man. He could have passed away in October. Say at least he had the summer. It's like he waited all nasty winter long. He made it through the whole winter. The freezing cold winter, right? He made it through all the winter. And this summer would have been beautiful. Like my mom said, I run it through my mind so much, and I just can't believe my dad is gone. It's weird. It hits you harder like a month later than it did when it happened. Because when it happens, you're just like such in shock that it happens that you can't even like. And then you got to get the funeral together. You got to be with family. You got to get, you got to like help your mom. Like there's so much going on. And then like it all settles and like time dissipates. And then you sit there and you're like, and then you look at this phone. My dad used to call this phone all the time. Say what up. And I miss my dad so much, and I miss his phone calls. I miss his voice. He just always had something to say, always had something to think about, always reminded me of something. Hope you had a good night's sleep. Good luck. Sorry, I gotta get off the morbidity, and I don't want to bring people down. People are like, oh, here he is with his dad again. Like, how long is this gonna last for? And like, I'm sentimental. I have the biggest heart in the world. And it just plain hurts. There's no way, there's no easy way to talk about it. It just plain hurts. It just plain hurts. And then thinking of him like grabbing his heart and falling to the ground and like defib and like all the pain he went through, and just like, I wish I could hold him and take all his pain away. It's like a ball in your throat that never goes away. It's just like, oh, like it's like a knife going down my heart. And I know he's with God. I know he's happy. I know he's moved to a new place. I know there's afterlife, but like still, like my phone doesn't ring and I don't hear my dad's voice. And it's just not easy, it's not easy. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful for the 40 years I had with my dad. I'm so grateful for it. But I wake up in the morning and some days I forget. And my wife asked me a question. I work out. Like this morning, I worked out. I did all these things and got my morning ready. Then I went outside. I looked at the beautiful weather, and I was like, oh, my dad would like today. I wonder what my dad's doing. And I was like, he's not out. He's not here. He's not out here. Like, And it just, so I'm looking LINA to make this beautiful flag. I mean, it got above a resistance. That's a really good sign. So LINA of all coins showing strength, And if it could stay above this and make a flag, it's going to continue up to about 1/6. So I could see LINA making 26% gains. Of all coins, LINA is interesting. HIMFERS is also, look at this. This one's doing its thing. So like, you look for coins that have broken above their resistances. So like this coin really was in we had it in the channel there, and it pumped out of the channel. It's attempting to give it back, but that's why we go to like the 15. And guys like my dad, it was all work. I mean, they found their times at the beach. They found their time to relax, but always looking for the next job, always looking for the next move. So same thing here when this resets on the stochastic. So I got two alerts now. One on LINA, one on HIMFERS. They're right next to each other, right? And so the very simplest thing that I do is I set alerts on both these coins. All right. And we wait. I think I did it on NextC before, right? Look, even this little flag, like you could have flagged this out just like a few hours ago. And there's a scalp. That's a 15-minute scalp right there. Just, and if you look for the bottom of the pattern or somewhere near there, I mean, a 4% gain, people try to get greedy for, wanting 50%, 80%, 100%. But again, 4% a day is amazing. You keep getting 4% a day, you'd be surprised how much that compiles up to. That's a lot of money in the long run, right? And that brings us to the news, everybody. Let's jump on into the news, keep you kind of situated, keep you going. We'll give you a little quick splashing of what's coming. There's 1E and a 2E and a 3E. All right. And it's interesting. We have a lot of stuff coming. Big news right now, actually, for inscribing. And so we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look right now at the news. And I see some things that, we could kind of get us thinking. bring down that music, and we'll bring you the news. Shout out to everybody here. My name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do a show called the Crypto Lifer Show. And every single day on that show, we come together as the lifers. I'm the Crypto Lifer, and the people watching are the lifers. Together, we make the lifer community, the lifer brigade, lifer army, whatever you want to call it. And we're strong. Lifer strong. And we go over the news together every single day to see kind of what's happening. Again, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. We look for the charts to kind of teach us the most, but the news really can propel us up or down. And it also can tell us kind of what's happening, if there's a connection between some big chains, if something's being used as an oracle that wasn't before, and stuff like that we see. Right off the bat, I mean, Binance US getting hammered, sees 78% decline in market depth following SEC lawsuit. Of course, Binance US market depth plunged 78% after being sued by the SEC, raising concerns over liquidity as market makers exit the platform. I mean, it's experienced a staggering decline in market depth across 25 crypto assets, dropping by 78% since the announcement of the Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuit brought against it. Binance CEO Chang Peng on June 5th. The primary reason behind the plummeting market depth can be attributed to the swift departure of market makers from Binance US platform in the wake of the lawsuit. The crypto data from Keiko, Keiko, sparking concerns about liquidity and raising questions about the future of the exchange. I mean, they single-handedly try to just break it to the downside. I mean, it's just horrible. All right, not the best thing, right? Bank of China, though, BOCI issues first tokenized security in Hong Kong on Ethereum. It's a big deal. Blockchain's going to continue to grow. They're going to use blockchain. That's the key to find out where they're going to move the money into blockchain. Binance Labs and FunPlus lead 6.6 million investment in Fusionist. Talked about that yesterday real quick. I would Google Fusionist, find out what it is. Might be something you want to know about, right? And Robinhood says crypto trading volumes plummet 43% in May. Robinhood reported Monday that crypto trading volume plummeted 68% in May. Based on last year's performance, crypto trading volume declined 43% since April. And this is what's supposed to happen. They make it boring, it gets hard, and people leave the market. And it's only the strong that survive. These are the prices on the lows where people are able to 100x, 200x, 500x. But you got to pay attention. You got to be in the mix. Most people are going to run out, and they're going to miss out. Only the strong survive, and there's always perks to people that stay inside an industry when most people run away. It's just how it is. It's in every industry. Ordinal's recursive inscriptions could unlock 3D video games on Bitcoin. Wow. And you can see these new recursive inscriptions are getting interesting. Ordinal developers have introduced recursive inscriptions, allowing inscriptions to work together. This enabled inscriptions larger than 4 megabit limit placed on the contents of a Bitcoin block. Ordinal developers have introduced a method called recursive inscriptions to overcome Bitcoin's 4 megabit per block size limitations that restricts the size of NFTs. Previously, inscriptions representing tokens and NFTs on Bitcoin were independent of one another, unaware of other inscriptions. This new feature allows inscriptions to reference the content of other inscriptions using a special syntax that was brought into the Ordinal system on June 10th. This just happened 2 days ago. This simple change unlocks many powerful use cases, said pseudonymous developer Leonidas, who's building the Ordi marketplace for inscriptions. Focused on chain inscriptions on Bitcoin network, the Ordinal protocol came to prominence earlier this year, enabling the creation of BRC20 tokens and NFTs, causing a surge in Bitcoin transactions and fees on the network. Recursive inscriptions, however, can enhance efficiency and reduce cost. For example, instead of individually inscribing thousands of JPEG files for a profile picture collection, developers can inscribe the collection's traits and programmatically render the images through small amounts of code in subsequent inscriptions. The approach not only streamlines the storage of artwork on-chain, but also presents the opportunity to save on transaction fees. The art is just stored on-chain in a much more efficient way, which could have saved over $1 million in transaction fees in the case of Bitcoin apes. Yes, but it also took away from the Bitcoin miners, right? They were getting all that money. But again, we'll see if they, and building video games now. Taking the concept further, combining inscriptions can enable additional functionality beyond 4 megabits Bitcoin block limit. While the size of each inscription would exceed this limit, the combined inscription can. This could lead to use cases including complex 3D video games. Each part of the game's code could be stored in different inscriptions. Right now, there are already very simple games that are stored on Bitcoin and can be interacted with. Some can be played on the Ordi.io marketplace. Beyond this, there could even be an internal internet within Bitcoin. This would efficiently transform Ordinal Marketplace and Explorers into Bitcoin web browsers, allowing users to surf the blockchain and explore its ecosystem. I mean, This is getting big. And as you can see, like, we're not going to stop. And Bitcoin itself, everyone said it's a dinosaur. It's never going to innovate. And I used to say and laugh at people, like, you don't think Bitcoin's going to innovate? You don't think Bitcoin's going to get a bit of a move? You don't think something's going to happen with Bitcoin? It's going to stay stagnant, the most known, famous, basically tech in the world? I don't think so. SEC crypto crackdown adds urgency for U.S. lawmakers to produce regulatory framework this year. Without a more solid legal framework, cryptocurrency activity will probably continue moving outside the U.S. and into decentralized entities. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase highlight the need for U.S. lawmakers to come up with a comprehensive framework on how to regulate the crypto industries and relative responsibilities of the SEC versus the Commodity and Futures Trading Commission. J.P. Morgan said in a Thursday research report, the SEC thinks most cryptocurrencies should be classified as securities, and therefore most crypto companies and trading should fall under its supervision and comply with regulatory frameworks that are currently applied to other securities. This isn't a straightforward legal case. It is unclear which cryptocurrencies would be classified as securities. Analysts led by Nicholas Panergirzoglu wrote, the SEC versus Ripple case is a reflection of the lack of legal clarity. Yeah, they would have been able to just slap them with the lawsuit, but it's going this long. The regulatory said last week it was suing Binance founder CEO Sheng Zhao, and the operating company Binance US on allegations of violating federal securities law. A day later, it sued the rival exchange Coinbase on similar charges. The moves are creating more urgency for U.S. lawmakers to come up with a comprehensive regulatory framework by this year. Until this happens, crypto activity will likely continue to move outside the U.S. and into decentralized entities. Crypto venture capital funding will also remain subdued. So sad. If the SEC stance is confirmed by lawmakers, Coinbase, Binance US, and other U.S. exchanges would have to register as brokers, and most cryptocurrencies would be treated as securities. While this could be more onerous and costly for the industry, it would bring some positives because crypto markets would be properly regulated and offer more transparency and investor protection. Interesting. Chainlink unveils crypto keepers and anti-fraud blockchain bridges, which is a big deal, right? Keepers can do things like execute limit orders, liquidate under collateralized loans, or just remain a blockchain and just remind a blockchain what time is. Hey, it's time to do this, time to do that. And the Oracle, Chainlink will continue to be an Oracle and used throughout multiple chains. Remember, that's what keeps Chainlink alive. It's interoperability between chains. Cardano developer IOG restructures to venture studio model, lays off some staff. The blockchain research and engineering company has cut jobs as it pivots to a smaller venture studio business model. Cardano developer Input Output Global has laid off an unspecified number of employees as the company restructures into a venture studio with a smaller core business model. IOG and Cardano co-founder Charles Hoskinson told CoinDesk, IOG has been restructuring into a venture studio where its core is smaller and has many spin-offs. He added, as we move into this new business model, we consolidated and eliminated groups that are redundant or not relevant to the new model. The new venture studio model will have a number of spin-offs, including Wallet Division, Lace, and Identity Framework, Prism, and Cardano-related infrastructures. According to Hoskinson, most executive staff at the IOG level were cut. Meanwhile, he said IOG has hired CEOs for Midnight and RealFi, who in turn have hired additional staff. Long-term, I expect 3 to 5 companies per year to be spun out, Hoskinson said. Under this model, things like the strategy and commercial aren't monolithic. They are pushed to the spin-outs under the CEOs. Also puts less stress on him as he's kind of juggling an entire megalo, stack of all these different things. He can kind of, spin it off, right? And other CEOs can take on those responsibilities. It is sad, though. I mean, you still see some laying off, and you see that the market is somewhat shrinking with everything going on recently. And that's the news, everybody. Thank you so much for the news, and I appreciate each and every one of you for hearing the news and jumping on in every single day. Back to the music and back to our regular scheduled program. We're going to jump into Bitcoin and see what's happening. Can we hold 25,800? Are we going to lose it and get a massive turn to the downside? We're going to answer that question and take a look at it right now for Bitcoin. And it's getting crunchy. It's getting tough. I mean, this is where the strong survive. If you don't think it's been tough for me to push forward no matter what's happening, I wake up every day and I work out. I stay positive and I project positivity into my life. And that's how I make it through. No matter what, it's all about what's up in here in the mind. If I can keep the mind strong, everything else will follow. If I can keep the body strong, everything else will follow. My family will be okay. And as the leader of your family, all the men out there, I love women. And I'm not trying to say that women aren't strong, women are amazing. But as the leader of the family, all of us men out here, it's important that we continue to be an example for our families to push. Here's my Binance chart. I said last night we would end up in the circled area. when we were live streaming today. Look at that. Bitcoin is in my circle that I drew. I said, look for us to kind of do something like that. And that's exactly what we did, which is, I find pretty amazing. So Bitcoin basically did, and I said it would go sideways throughout the night. It went sideways throughout the night, ended up in my circled zone. All right, right there. And you would have been watching the live stream last night, and exactly that did happen. Exactly that did happen, or that happened, whatever you want to say. I don't know how to say it the best, but it happened exactly as we thought it would. All right. Falling wedges break to the upside 68% of the time. We're still waiting for this falling wedge to break on up. This is the bigger channel that I had that we would get to the top of the channel. We're watching this idea. This is the bigger trade on that we're looking at, okay? It breaks out of this, then we got this symmetrical triangle that's going to break to the upside. We could say it's even just this smaller one here with a break to the upside as well. So we have two ideas, and we have a falling wedge. We also have the gap of the VRVP. We can get above this that basically point of control there, and gap up to the high volume node at 26,500. So we have a gap here too, helping us out. And we have a broadening falling wedge, should break to the upside as well. And previous resistance is becoming support right there. So we have a little bit of a story with the double bottom and the 8-hour bullish divergence. Still waiting to see if this 25,800 can hold, and if this falling wedge wants to break to the upside. 7-minute had its time, wants to roll over on us right now. So that's something, looks like we could go sideways, come back down one more time before our bigger pump. I would watch that 7 and the 15. Those are my two go-to time frames at the present moment in time. 1 hour reset nicely without losing a lot of gas. That's a good sign that we came down here and we could flip back bullishly for the pump. Bit of a double bottom here on the 1 hour time frame as well. See that? Wink, wink, and we could get the move and then the move. Also, tight moving averages with the outlier of the 200. We can kind of get that pump back up there, possibly. It's not perfect, but so I'm still sticking to my guns long. And it's showing that this 15-minute could pay us here throughout the day. But we're going to watch. It is False Move Monday, but we've been getting less volatility than a regular Monday. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what BOOKMAP shows one more time. And BOOKMAP shows like lack of liquidity either way. If anything, it shows more liquidity at 25.4, which we may slip further down. And we still see some here up there, though, at 26.4. It's not too far away. It's just thicker down here. There's just more orders down here in this glob. We still have glob per glob. And, so it could go either way right now, in my humble opinion. A lot of times you'll see a bunch of red up here and nothing down here. And it'll be obvious that you're going to the upside. But only time will tell. We do see more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. But it doesn't mean that's guaranteed to happen. And again, Mondays. You're not going to get a lot of amazing options on a Monday. And you even have this, kind of a cup and handle here. Right? And one thing that we showed you before, it's a bit of a shoulder. It's a head. It's got some hidden inverted head and shoulder vibes with a bigger right shoulder. I get it. It's like a lobster with a bigger claw, It's got that giant claw and then the small little one, But, I don't know what made me think about that. I guess I ate a lot of lobster growing up. But, here in New England, that's what happens on the summer months. You eat a lot of lobster. All right? You get it from your dad's friend who, who's a lobster guy, comes to the house. He gives you them for like $7-8 a piece, even though they go for 20, 25, whatever, So everyone's like, oh, lobster's so expensive. But when you're in New England and you're one of the old boys, someone's going to throw you a lobster for a pretty low price, right? And you're going to be able to buy a bunch of them up on the low and have some fun, all right? Biggest lobster I ever ate, I think it was a 5-pound lobster. It was huge. I've had like 2 or 3 5 to 6 pound lobsters in my day. $80 lobsters. They bring it to the table. Everyone's watching them at the restaurant. I used to do stuff like that. I even when I didn't have tons of money, I remember me and my friends went out to dinner. It was like, 10 years ago, and I had this giant lobster. Unbelievable. It's even sad, man. Such a different summer for me. My best friend, Crypto Muser, one of my good friends, he sold his house on Martha's Vineyard and moved to New Hampshire. So when I go to the vineyard, he's not there anymore. Used to be my go-to sailing partner, my go-to buddy. And my other friend moved off the island. And it's just been different. It's been different. So I'm sticking to this idea that we're going to pump out of this falling wedge to the upside, but only time will tell. Always have a stop loss. Always keep yourself protected because you never know. All right. Remember, I'll be on Sin City Crypto. Let's spotlight the team. Sin City Crypto, baby. And follow me at Sam Price. 319 subscribers. I really appreciate that. We want to get to 500 subscribers. If we can get to 500, my first content's coming out. All right, it's going to be an interview with a big time, someone known, a known person in the finance space that'll blow your mind. So I'd appreciate if you jumped on in and followed me at Sam Price here. Up to 319 subscribers, unbelievable. I love, you know, I remember my first channel, it took me years to get 100 subscribers. All right, we did speak on the CME gaps already. We broke it down. We talked about them. I could show them again one more time for you. Why not? There's a gap right there, number one, that we just created over the weekend because we dropped a little bit. So there's a gap right there that needs to be filled. I mean, likely we're going to fill that pretty fast with the gap here in the VRVP. That also kind of adds to my idea there of the inverted head and shoulder that I had drawn. But there's a gap right there. And if we go to the daily time frame, what I've been showing you, there's a gap at 21,006. It's kind of in between two areas. When I zoom in really close and look at it, take away the moving averages, don't really need them for this. The gap's actually here. It's actually a pretty big gap. Goes from this candle at 20,300 all the way up to 21,200. So it's a big area. And now the first area of gap, you know, we could put this in the middle, but you know, that's your gap, you know, average gap is 20,007, but it could go as low as 20,300. All right. And then we got a gap up here at about 34,009. So these are the two big gaps to watch. And then we have the gap that we just showed you on the 50-minute that got created this weekend. You can see it right there, right? And so that gap needs to be filled too as well. Hopefully we fill that gap, and then we come to this gap. Which gap do you think gets filled? I've been asking this for the last few days over and over again. Yesterday was 52% to 42%, and that was the gap. All right. Let's take a look at Demetra, one of our favorite coins to trade and look at. And, you know, it's still forming kind of this wedge. You can almost say it's in a falling wedge here that fell out and fell back in. I've attempted to play that idea a few times in my life. I don't know. Doesn't hold nicely on that zone. Guess we could say it's got this trend line forming. Not the best pattern. You could call it somewhat of a symmetrical. It's got some descending triangle vibes. Very oversold in the daily time frame. Looks beautiful on the 3-day chart. And the 4-day chart wants to push further to the upside. Very interesting. You know, we can get rid of this, but just showing you that was such a great trade. That's why you got to take advantage of beautiful trades. You feel like they're going to keep coming, and they will keep coming over time, but when you see something that nice, all right, so it's getting tighter in the zone. We'd like to see it bounce back up. The safest trade would to watch it break out and retest either that zone or this zone, preferably that zone. If it retests that 5-5, I mean, you're ready for a move to gap up. Right. We also pulled the Fibonacci, and it hit the 706 Fibonacci level there, as you can see, nicely from all the way from this impulse to that impulse, just pulling the fib there. So watching Demetra for sure. It looks pretty nice. Oversold on bigger time frames, but I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold yet that it's about to make a move. Let's take a look at our 1 hour and our 50-minute and dabble into the smaller time frames. And you got to, you know, my whole style is consisting of, you know, time-based drawdown, time-based, like, I don't know, evaluation, meaning I start with the daily, even the 3-day, maybe even the weekly, and then kind of move further down. We do have a low. We have a higher low right there. We got to put in a higher high. Heavy resistance right there, as you can see. So that if you can get above that resistance and use it as support, 5-5 is going to be a nice place for Demetra. So still on my radar. And everything's kind of, and it is in the falling wedge like Bitcoin's. If Bitcoin gets a pump, maybe Demetra can get a little bit of a squeeze move there. But not amazing yet. Not amazing, all right, for Demetra. But it's, you know, it's definitely better than most. It's holding better than most. All right. Pump it, says my man. Yeah, but follow me. And also, where do we trade? We trade on Mex Global. Mex Global is the place to trade. That's where we trade futures. You get in and out quickly. Great market makers. Great movement for the for their, and it has 0% spot maker and taker fees. That's why I absolutely love it. They got new coins, Bell, VMPX, right? Something comes new, like VMPX is brand new. It's an ordinal actually. You know, so it's like they got everything. They get ordinals pretty fast. They get things on the BRC20 network. They got things on all different networks. Thank you, Sam, for everything. Coming to support you, Sin City. +1 lifer, baby. Let's go. God bless you, man. And it won't be till 1:30 today, Eastern time, 10:30 Pacific time, 1:30 daylight savings time. And I believe I get on at 2:15. Sam's Maxi Global referral link. Thank you for doing that, Love Learning. I appreciate that. I also have it up here pinned if you want to jump on in, but thank you so much, Love Learning. And we have a Discord. Join the Discord today. Learn how to short and long the market. You don't have much time. You know, this is one thing I want to discuss. Look at the all-time history index for Bitcoin, okay? You can even look at Brave New World, Blix, whatever makes you happy, right? So we look at the all-time history index for Bitcoin, and we go to the weekly chart, and we make it logarithmic. And we look at Bitcoin in its life cycle, okay? In its life cycle. We're also going to show you the 8-day Gaussian channel in a second and show you kind of some other bullishness too as well. But again, you had your first halving here in 2010, right? You have your next halving coming up here, 2012, May. Then you have your next halving here for Bitcoin in April, May of 2016. Then we have the halving that you were all a part of here on the 20th here. And our next halving comes, they think it might even be in March now, I've heard, because of the block size. And we're talking March 2024, right? So the halving is so close, and look what happens after Eve halving. Huge pump. Now diminished returns, I'm you know, but again, you don't need a bigger pump to get above the, even if we just get somewhere to here, you're talking $180,000 Bitcoin. So remember, it took me 4 years from this halving. I got in around this, right after the halving, and I've been in crypto now for 7 years. All right, since 2016, 7 years of my life, I've been in cryptocurrency. And the person right now only till the next halving only has less than a year. And it took me a long time to figure out that too. I highly suggest you join a trading group and get education, because when this halving comes, prices are going to start to develop and it's going to change the world. And again, this stuff takes time to understand divergences, to be able to sell the top, to buy the bottom or near these areas, to know what overbought, oversold is, and to have control over your emotions takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be like a snap of the fingers. So you have this little bit of time. I had this amount of time to get, you know, so, and I'm saying, if you stick with me, I believe I can accelerate it for you. I can get you up to speed. If you stayed alone and did this, you might be somewhere here by that time. I'm going to get you to a high level of understanding the markets somewhere before this halving, into the halving area, so you could take advantage. So trust me, join the trading group, any trading, man, I know mine, I can only vouch for mine, but get education, you know, because I don't want to say, I don't want to use it to like, you got to join mine. You do whatever, you know, God leads you to wherever you want to go, and you take that advice from God, or, you know, whatever the advice, or, you know what I mean? Your life has a destiny. You follow that destiny. But I'm telling you right now, I show up every single day. I'm here for you constantly. The halving is coming, and it's super important that we take advantage of it before it's too late. So join the trading group. Get an understanding of how to long and short the market. Get an understanding of what the halving is. Get an understanding of Fibonacci levels. Get an understanding of your support and resistance, pattern trading. Understand the moving averages. It's going to take you some time to get a full handle over this. We got friends in the group who are paying the monthly subscription with gains from the group. Exactly. Paying for the group with the gains, baby. It's paying for itself. The 99 is the place to be. The knowledge and the atmosphere is amazing, to say the least. Timmy313. Snowball your gains and join us. Amen. Shout out to Lifer Friends. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And we got people to help you, people to show you the way. I'm telling you right now, it's an amazing place to be. So I'm excited to be, you know, running the group. I'm excited to be in that position. For whatever reason, God has blessed me with that ability. And I don't take it lightly. And that's why I show up every single day. So Bitcoin, still flat in the zone. And one last thing I want to talk about, right, is the Gaussian channel, right? We'll take away all this work. We'll get off logarithmic because we don't need to be in log. Double click the chart. Slap on the 5-day even. 5-day Gaussian. And here's the deal. I mean, every time we get through the red zone and get back above it, one time we dabbled. I can't believe it was a pandemic, though, so we had a, you know. But once we got above it, look, we did this little flag. We hit the top of the channel. We were gone. Same thing kind of happened here. We were gone, right? 2015, 2020. And here we are again outside of the Gaussian channel, and we're about to hit the top of it. It's like a known area of support that I wouldn't be surprised that we bounced off of. So anyone else that's short right now, they may not be seeing this idea too. Now again, I know the weekly did fall below the 200 SMA, and I know I told you I'd be bearish once that happens. But we have one more weekly candle that could probably get us back above. It depends on how long we stay below it. But this is also a big deal to me, the fact that we broke through the Gaussian channel and we're on our way further to the upside, right? If you look at the 8-day, we got to get back above the middle zone. But every time we did, once we got through the middle zone, we were golden. So we're like fighting this. Look, we're fighting it right now. You see, we're fighting the 8-day Gaussian channel middle section. Low stochastics on the 3-day, or the 8-day and the 3-day both say that we could get a move to the upside. 10-day chart was the worrisome chart that people were worried about, but it could even flip bullishly, you know. And the fact that the 8-day reset as nice as it did, with not a lot of momentum, is a good sign. The weekly resetting as it is without losing a lot. I mean, the weekly reset nicely. That's bullish. When the weekly goes somewhat sideways and makes a falling wedge and resets in the stochastics RSI, it's a bullish sign that a big move is coming for Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now. So I remain bullish for Bitcoin. I see something brewing here. So I lost more than I want to admit before I even began to understand how markets work. Exactly. Better off use small amounts and figure out all this stuff before you decide to use bigger amounts. That's just the key to winning. All right. And that brings us to the end of the stream. 11:53. We did an amazing job, each and every one of you. Shout out to all the super chats that came in. We appreciate it. Shout out to all the love that came in. We appreciate it. And shout out to everyone that just jumped on into the channel. We appreciate you. We thank you for your time, for your knowledge, for your ability to be patient and to watch the channel. We thank you so much. It means the world to me that you would come and give us your awesome attention span and be here with us this whole time. So shout out to the 385 likes. I appreciate that more than you would ever know. And, you know, I'm still long Bitcoin here on this 15-minute chart. However, we do have to get back above the zone and not make this bear flag like most of the altcoins are in. If we stay in this bear flag, I'll change my tune. We're going to see what happens. Shoulder, possible head, possible right shoulder too. Could dump us further to the downside. I've seen these play out as a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So look for that right shoulder. If we can't get above the local area at 25,888 and we get rejected there and we curl down, we're likely to continue further to the downside. So this local zone is important that we get back above it and break on out to the upside. All right. Thank you for the 388 Lifer likes, fam. You are the best Lifer fam. Amen. Enjoy the beautiful day with love and light. Amen. Thank you, Sammy, for your dedication. Let's go. Much love. Okay, thank you. I've been charting with it on forever, as long as I can remember. Just realized mine is also on log. Yeah, if you're charting on log, you're not going to be able to see things properly. It's going to be off. You don't want to be on log. Not a good look. Not unless you're looking at a bigger time frame and trying to do logarithmic, logarithmic analyzation. You don't want that. So we've gone over Bitcoin. We went sideways. I do see sideways action until the Fed meeting. We got CPI data tomorrow. We got Fed meeting Wednesday. We have a lot coming our way. So stay tuned for me on Sin City Crypto tonight at 1:30 in about an hour and 40 minutes. But I guess it starts at 2. So about 2 hours. In 2 hours, head on over to Sin City Crypto. Jump on in and join this channel too. I greatly appreciate it if you join the Sam Price channel. For you did that, I hope a lot more will do that. Also, a year ago, I had to check TA for a coin, and you asked the chart to... And you asked the chat to pray for my decision. It was a bad one. Since then, I was able to learn and recently started making gains. Okay, mine has been on since I can remember. I will turn it off now. Yeah, you don't want to have logarithmic on. Where is that setting? It's at the bottom right of the here. You just click on it. I believe you can also hit Alt L, and Alt L, and take it on and off if you want. That's where the setting is, right down there on the bottom right corner, underneath the numbers channel. Also, right-click this countdown to bar close. Super important. You click on that. Right now, you get no numbers, but you click on it. It's going to tell you in 3 hours and 43 minutes, this bar will close. 3 minutes and 34 seconds, this bar will close. So you want to know when the daily closes, when the 4-hour closes, when the 15-minute, just by looking at the timing right there. That'll help you out a lot. All right. Never trade in log. No. Never trade in log. God bless Sammy Cup and Hattie to the upside. Shout out to Little Blicky. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. Shout out to Hassan Kamal. Shout out to 554 High. New 4-hour usually gives up the info. Let's go. Amen. And the 4-hour candle will close in 3 minutes. So let's see what happens to this 4-hour candle. It's attempting to close bearishly, a bearish engulfer. It's got a bit of an M pattern there too. Look at that. Almost got some double top feels, and you're getting overbought on the 4-hour time frame. So I want to see what the 50-minute does. If the 50-minute can't cut the mustard and starts to break on down, could make a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder there. I've seen it happen. So just be careful. And I'm neither bullish nor bearish. I'm just, situational. Whatever I see in the situation, that's what happens. Tricks in the trading in the charts. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Earn Smart Crypto. Shout out to you, Sam. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Gratitude is the attitude of abundance. I'll continue to keep my positive attitude every single day, no matter what happens in the market. I love you all. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream, and I can't wait to see everyone in the trading group throughout the day. I'm super blessed and happy that we're all here together, and I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Thank you so much, and I'm out. Honestly, that cold wallet, which was like someone asked about a cold wallet. When I went through it and was about to do the tutorial, I found it was just so encumbersome. And I ended up just saying to the company that I don't want to deal with this cold wallet anymore, and I apologize for that. But CryptoDad does a really good job on it. Go to CryptoDad, type in the Keystone, and he's going to show you all the ways to use the Keystone wallet. And he'll help you out, I promise. That video, he's so in-depth. It's like an hour and a half long, but that will break it down. Go to CryptoDad on YouTube, and he'll help you out. And I apologize for that. I like things that are easy and more convenient. That thing was a mess. I have to be honest. It looked cool. Once I deep dived it and really started using it, it wasn't cool at all for me personally. And I don't like to push a product that I don't think it really, really helps. Kind of to me got in the way. So, and with that, I'm out.